Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. We are live doing an England Euro 23 squad list. Tier list where you will be getting involved. I'm very excited about this because the reality is England have got a lot of talent ahead of this summer, but they do not have a lot of spaces. And as we were talking about on the England watch along last night for San Marino, there's a few areas in this team where certain players are going to have to get left at home. Grealish or Lingard or maybe even a Maddison or a Mount. Right back, will he take Trent Alexander-Arnold? He's got Reece James and Trippier. What's going to happen at left back? Are players going to be coming through late, or is he going to stick with those tried and tested means? Will he automatically take Lingard because he played in a semi-final for him? Is there an outside shot for someone like Dele Alli? Probably not. But we're going to be doing this live and interactive. We've got the tier list for you and we're going to show it you there now. We'll go through these players. I've got to say that some of the pictures of these players is quite small. I might need some help on some of them in the live comments. But make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe if you like the content on this channel. Remember tonight, Football Manager crowd massive. 6:30 tonight instead of 7 o'clock on Twitch. The link is in the video description. We're getting very close to the end of the season and it's going to be very exciting tonight on Twitch for that. But let's start off with the tier list. So we're going to go through a load of players which are found on this tier list, which pretty much covers more than we need. We won't need to use all of them. We've got 5 tiers. We've got a starting 11 standard and we've got second team standard. That's where the 23 are going to reside. Whether they're starting 11 standard or second team, we can differentiate, but I just thought it'd be nice to have 2 instead of just saying the 23. So you need to be in the top 2 to be in the 23. Some will be going in and will get moved out later. We've got bench warmers only if injuries occurs and get back to crew. Those 3 settings mean you're not going to be part of the Euros squad as well. So let's go, says MUFC fanboy. Let's go. Let's get started with it. So our first player we're going to look at is let's start off with this here. So we'll start off with Tammy Abraham. Now for me, he's a bench warmer. He's not a second. He's not going to be in the 23. So he's on the edge in case we get injuries, but he's not going to be in the 23. So bench warm. I mean, I know only if injury occurs, but I would put Tammy Abraham on the edge of being there. I wouldn't put him as a player that's definitely going to be in the squad. Although it might change as we move later on. So we'll get the players set, and then we might move other players. In fact, I think we will do. Marcus Albrighton, get back to crew. You're not going to be there. Michael Antonio. Well, I mean, I don't even know if Michael Antonio is he not thinking of playing for Jamaica. I don't even know if Michael Antonio is England eligible. There might be some people in here that we just don't know about. I'm not going to worry about. I think that's Ayling. Not going to worry about him. But Bamford for me is another player that I would put in here for now. He's getting on a bit, Bamford, but I put him in here for now. I just want to get through a few players to get going. Jude Bellingham. I would put him in on the plane for me at the moment. We might change that, but I would put Bellingham on there at the moment. Just want to say Antonio plays for Jamaica, which is what I thought he had. He's committed to Jamaica, says William Kai. So there you go. Please don't underrate Arsenal players and be fair, says Ryan. Hey, there's some Arsenal players I want to be there. Just Jude Bellingham, though. Bamford below Tammy, are you mad? Says well, it might change. It might change. The first bit of this video is really getting the volume of players onto the board, and then we change them around. So the first bit's going to be quite just chuck them in. Bellingham on the plane, though. I just want to check that straight away. For me, he's on the plane. I think as we get later into the video, he might have to come off the plane. But for now, he's on the plane. And George Kyle agrees, definitely in the squad. So we've got Bellingham there as well. Let's have a look at who else we've got here. Bowen. I'm just going to see players that I think. I mean, Jack Grealish for me. Is that Jack Grealish? That's not Jack Grealish. That's Matty Cash. I tell you, my eyes are rubbish. Jack Grealish. Matty Cash. We'll come back to Matty Cash. Well, no, we'll put Matty Cash on there. And for me, he's only if injury occurs. Ben Chilwell. Second team. He's on the plane for me at the moment, Ben Chilwell. Connor Cody. Second team. Is that Connor Cody? That's not Connor Cody, is it? That doesn't look like Connor Cody to me. Well, it must be Connor Cody. Is that Connor Cody? He's got the captain's armband. It must be Connor Cody. Curtis Jones, no, not interested in him. Is that Tarkowski? I don't know. Well, that's Tarkowski. I can't see some of these goalkeepers. That's Darlow, isn't it, from Newcastle? Davies, no. Calvert-Lewin. Yeah, second team he's going. Eric Dyer, get back to Crewe. I'm not picking all these players out. I'm just trying to get a squad at the moment of people that are mentored. If you play for Brighton, you're not coming. Foden, definitely. Joe Gomez is not going to be fit, is he? Joe Gomez is not going to be fit. Grealish, yeah. Greenwood, for the moment. Harvey Barnes, if he's going to be fit, I'm going to put him there. Remember, we're just getting players. Initially, I'm just going through these players at the bottom, get them on the board, and then we can move them about a bit. Henderson, obviously, he's going to be there as well. Chowdhury, I don't think so. Arsenal, no. I don't think any Everton player is going to go, to be honest with you. Danny Ings, yeah, put him in there. Henderson, put Jordan Henderson there. Lingard, at the moment, we're going to put him there. Maddison, there. Ward-Prowse, I'll put him there at the moment. Harry Kane, obviously, I don't think anyone's got any doubts about him. Michael Keane, no. I don't think Lamptey's going to go. I don't think Maguire's going to go. Yeah, so let's get Maguire up here. Tyrone Mings will definitely go, unfortunately. I mean, I'd put him in that list there, but he's going to go. Tyrone Mings. What row are we on here? So we've got Mings. Don't see you. Hudson-Odoi is an interesting one. I would put him there for the moment. I don't think he's totally out of reach. It was just to come back to the live comments. Is he going to be? Is Hudson-Odoi injured at the moment, Chelsea fans? And would you put him in there, or is he in the under-21s? So I haven't missed Mount. I'm going to go back through. I just think I'm not ignoring Mason Mount. God, it's going mad. So yeah, Hudson-Odoi is in the under-21s. I'll tell you what it is. I just, my eyes aren't great. I didn't think that was Mason Mount, but it is. Mason Mount for me is going to be in the main set, so that's not a problem. I will scout back through these in a minute, but I'm just trying to get Calvin Phillips. Obviously, he's going to go as well. I'd put him into that. There we go. Pickford, unfortunately, will go. Yeah. Pickford's going to go. Where were we on here? So we're scanning through. If I miss anybody, Reece James is going to go as well for me. I think he's got to go. We're putting him in there for the moment. Rashford, he's going to go, of course. The fun bit's going to be when we've gone through these peripheral players. Declan Rice, you're going, of course. Because I think he's got a few decisions to make. Okay, Lamptey, no. Sheffield United players, get in the bin. Get in the Championship, Ramsdale. Smith, Rose Smith, I'd put him in the only if injuries occur. Saka, definitely, I want him to go. He's probably second team, but I want Saka to go. Are we agreed? I mean, just this is not really the breakout point at the moment, but Saka, is he going to go? For me, I think Saka is definitely a contender to go in there. Nick Pope, you've missed him as well. It's Rose Smith and Pope. Where have I missed Nick Pope? Oh, there he is. Look, sorry, it's because he's in green. Yeah, well, Nick Pope's going to go. You've got to put him in. And Dean Henderson. They're not starting 11 standard, sorry, but I've just put the three keepers because I think we know the keepers is probably the easiest position in the world, to be honest with you. So We'll change the starting 11 around in a minute, but I'm just want to build out the 23s at the moment. So where were we? Loftus-Cheek, no chance. Jadon Sancho, of course, gotta go. Just put him in there for now with Bellingham. Luke Shaw, yeah, you're going. Definitely Luke Shaw. Raheem Sterling, yeah, we know he's going to go as well. And the interesting thing is, once we get through all this lot, you go as well, Stones, yeah. I think Trent's got to go as well. I know people might disagree, but I think Trent's got to go. And we'll break it down in a minute. So what else we've got? Loftus-Cheek. Is that Danny Rose? Don't think he's going to go. It might be Tanganga, actually. Don't know who. That's Targay. I'd love to take you, but you're French. I think that's Tarkovsky, isn't it? No, that's Tarkovsky, and that's Cresswell. That's Cresswell. Cresswell don't play for me. That's a West Ham kit, Goldbridge. What are you on about? Where's Chris Wood? I don't know who that is for Burnley. My eyes are terrible. But that's Tarkovsky. Twan Sebi got no chance. Jamie Vardy won't come, although I will put him there. He won't come. Kyle Walker's going to... Well, no, Kyle Walker's not going to go, is he? He's part of the squad at the moment, but I don't think he will go. Danny Welbeck, no. I'm trying to think. Is anybody out of those bottom players that you think we should add in that should be part of the conversation for the final 23? I mean, Michael Keane will be, to be fair. He definitely will be. But out of this lot here, is there anybody you want to add to the conversation before we move to the tier list? Ollie Watkins, yeah, I think he's got to be worth a shout. He's played last night. It's got to be worth a shout. Callum Wilson, I don't know whether he's injured or part of it. Is Callum Wilson part of it? Watkins, definitely. James Justin, well, he's injured, isn't he, mate? He's not going to go. He's got a bad injury. Wan-Bissaka, if injuries occur, let's chuck him in there, of course. So we've got, yeah, Ayling's not going to go. Dele Alli, I mean, let's put Dele Alli in if injuries occur as well. Curtis Jones, probably as well. I always thought Curtis Jones was Welsh for some reason. Chowdhury. Joe Gomez ain't going to be fit, is he? Harry Winks is probably worth a shout as well, to be fair. As is Callum Wilson. Let's get him in. But anybody else? Anyone else? I think we can safely say Lamptey's not going to go, as much as he might be. Let's have a quick look. Loftus-Cheek, no. Tarkovsky, no. What do you mean? There's no Burnley, lad. You've got to put Tarkovsky in there. Ayling, Bowen. I think we're pretty happy with that. I think we're happy with that. Cons is a good player. I just don't think he will be there. I mean, Cresswell's got to be good. Cresswell's got to be worth a shout as well, because, you know, there's not a lot at left back, is there? There isn't a lot at left back. So, let's have a look at what we've got. Let me make sure I've got this on the screen for you. So, let's leave only if injuries occur and focus on the top screen here. So, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. We've got 26 players in our starting 11 and second team tier, and we can only take 23. And to be fair, if you look at the bench warmers, you've got people such as Greenwood, Harvey Barnes, Maddison, Ward-Prowse, Hudson-Odoi. We've got 2 Hudson-Odois for some reason. That would be very good for Chelsea, but it's not real life. Kyle Walker, Michael Keane, and Ollie Watkins. And then in your only if injuries occur, there are some outsiders such as Wan-Bissaka, Harry Winks, Tarkovsky, Callum Wilson. So I suppose this is where I move to the live comments for the first section and say that Bamford, says Gwydion. Well, yeah, maybe Bamford. Please smash a like on the video. Let's see if we can get to 1,000 likes and subscribe. Ashley Barnes has got to go, Goldbridge, says Steve Locke. Well, the way I look at it is that the goalkeeper for me is Nick Pope. Which means Pickford and Henderson are definites. So those three are set in stone. And you've got to think, how's he going to construct this team? We've got to get players from bench warmers and starting 11 down to 23. Somehow we've got to do that. And how we're going to do that is going to be very interesting. But the 3 goalkeeper rule, we know that's going to happen. I think what we also need to look at, and Maddison's not definitely out, Lucas. All we've done is get it down to a set number. We're going to start moving through it now. Now, where's Kieran Trippier is a very good point, because Kieran Trippier should be there. Where is Kieran Trippier? Very good point. I can't see Kieran Trippier. They've absolutely left him out because of English bias, because he's playing in Spain. Where is Kieran Trippier? They've not put him in. Because Trippier's going to go, you're right. Trippier goes for me. So that's a disappointment straight away that Trippier's not there. But we will be adding Trippier in, so we've got to add him in. Godfrey is criminally underrated to Sharath Kamath Fitness. James Justin, if injuries occur, says Calamity. And no Kieran Trippier, he's overrated, says Jordan. Well, Trippier is nailed on, says William Kai. Now, to be honest with you, Trent Alexander-Arnold is my first choice right back. My second choice right back is actually going to be Reece James. So, as much as people are saying Kieran Trippier is nailed on, if I'm absolutely honest, I only want to take 2 right backs. So, who's with me on this? What we've got to try and do is get this squad down to 23. And I want to take a squad that isn't just full of obvious picks. I want a squad that's a squad. I want 2 players in each position, and I might be willing to sacrifice taking 4 CDMs for a box-to-box. I might be willing to take, 5 centre-backs if it means that we take 1 less centre defensive midfielder. But remember that Southgate's going to play a back 5. So for me, it's Trippier and it's Trent and it's Reece James. That's who I want to take at right back, to be honest with you. Samuel agrees with me. Reece is easily our best right back, says JT. And Kyle Walker's another consideration as well. But Stuart Wilson says take Trent out. I think Trent Alexander-Arnold's in danger. I do think he's in danger. I think we've seen that with this England squad. His position is in danger. But, yeah, defensively, I think that's where Southgate has an issue with him. So we've got Trent and we've got Reece James as our right backs at the moment. Doesn't mean it can't change. Left back for me is quite simple. It's Chilwell and it's Luke Shaw. They're my left backs that I'm going to take. And we've got Chilwell, who's there already next to Reece James. So we're up to 8 players already. Well, no, we're not up to 8. We're up to 7 with that. Now, centre backs, obviously Harry Maguire's going to go. I think it's safe to say Harry Maguire will go. Move Jordan Henderson out for a minute. And I think John Stones will go as his partner. And that would probably be his back 4. But we also know that Tyrone Mings is going to be a backup centre-back. Now, I think he's going to take 5 centre-backs. I do. I think he's going to take 5. I think Cody's going to be one. And I think this exposes the weakness of Gareth Southgate straight away, because you've got Mings, Cody, Stones and Maguire. And I think he will take another centre-back. And I've got a feeling it will be... I'm just looking at what we've got there. I mean, we've got to cut this 26 down to 23, and he's only got 4 centre-backs. I think he's going to take 5 centre-backs because he plays a back 5. Now, who the other centre-back is going to take, I think he will take Michael Keane. So let's add him in there, which adds another number to the squad. I can't, there are other centre-backs that we could take, but I think he will take Michael Keane. Kyle Walker could play as a centre-back in a back 3. And I like that. Walker will be in the 5 marks, as George Kyle. I like that, and let's go with that. I'll agree with that one. It was only a short stay, Michael Keane, but enjoy your summer holiday. You're out. But Kyle Walker comes in, and that still adds to the numbers. So Kyle Walker is in. So we've got 5 centre-backs and we've got 4 full-backs, 2 for each position. So we're still stacked in the defence area, which is exactly what's going to happen. What I would say here is, what about this guy? What about Eric Dyer? Hopefully it'll only be a short stay, but remember we're talking through not just what we would do, but what we think Southgate's going to do. Now, Eric Dyer, is he done? Is he done and dusted now? I think he should be. You know, he's not getting picked for Mourinho, which probably keeps him out, but he's a utility player. And AS has just said, we need a utility player. If there's an injury crisis, love how seriously we're taking this. Yeah, well, I think it's very important because this is what fan opinion is all about. But no, a lot of people say not Eric Dyer, but I think it picks in with that. You do tend to go for a squad player. And as Mohammed says, Southgate 100% will take Dyer. He loves him. And he can play in the CDM position. So I think Eric Dyer is a danger that we probably need to keep in. But let's have a look how the numbers stack as we move on. But I think Eric Dyer has to be in there for the moment. We might be able to move him out as we get towards the numbers. But at the moment, the numbers are 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 14, 17, 20, 23, 26, 28. We've got to take 5 players out of that starting 11 and that second team. That's scary, isn't it? And this is what I mean about Southgate and his back 5 and his CDMs. We are going to have to leave. And I was talking about this last night on the watch along and on Twitter. What people don't realise is you only take 23 players. And with a risk-averse manager who's defensively set up, we are going to have to leave at home some very good attackers. So we're up to the midfield now. Now, for me, the midfield obviously got Jordan Henderson. I think you've got Declan Rice in there as well. So let's put Declan Rice ahead of that. And I think Kane needs to move up. And Jordan Henderson will play with him in the midfield. So I think we will play... I mean, personally, I think he'll play a back 5. Let me just drop him in. I think he'll play a back 5. So I think straight away it's going to be a 5-2. Jordan Henderson and Declan Rice in there, and obviously Calvin Phillips in with Dyer as somebody who can play that role. Now maybe he won't take one of Rice, Henderson and Phillips because he's got Eric Dyer who can play CDM and centre back. I've never been a fan of this. I've never been a fan of taking a Phil Jones to a World Cup because he can play a number of positions. You know, I can play a load of instruments, but I'm crap at all of them. But I can play the guitar, I can play the piano. I actually can play a tune on a guitar and a piano, and I can also do a recorder. I'm shit at every single one of them. You might be better off taking a guitar player. And I think that's the problem that we might see here. We might see a Calvin Phillips left at home to take Eric Dyer, even though Phillips is better than Dyer, but Dyer can play centre-back and CDM. But he can play, you know, take somebody who's actually good at the role. But for the moment, we'll keep them in because I think it's interesting to not take people out at the moment. Let's have a look at what the live comments are saying. Where are you? Let's be having you. Mark, you should be England manager, says Yusuf. Well, we're all doing this today. Rice can play CDM and centre-back as well, says Mick. And what tune can you play on the guitar? Loads of Oasis. No back 5, too much attacking talent, says Harry J. And you need 6 midfielders, says George Kyle. And what do you think of swapping Henderson for Lingard, says Stuart Wilson? Well, we're going to get to that. Elliot Lewis says, do your picks, not his. Well, what we're doing at first, Elliot, is we're building the team that we think Southgate will take, because then it works what we would do. If we do what Southgate's going to do first, or what we think Southgate's going to do, then we can do what we would think we're going to do, because then you can screenshot in your mind what Southgate's going to do, and then do what you would do. So, midfield, well, ideally you're taking two players for each position. So if we're playing a 5-3-2, he's going to play. He needs 6 midfielders, and obviously, in the way that he plays is it's more actually he plays a 5-2-3-1, doesn't he? He plays with 2 holding midfielders, 3 a number 10, 2 wide players, and a Harry Kane. So he's got to take either Bellingham or Ward-Prowse, and I would take Bellingham. So I would keep Bellingham in there as the other midfielder. So you've got Calvin Phillips, Bellingham, Henderson and Rice as the 4 players for the pivot, which then means you've only got 2 number 10s. And this is where it's going to get very interesting, because if you've only got 2 number 10s, I think Mason Mount is in the team at the moment with Rice and Henderson. But I also think that you've got... get Calvert-Lewin out. You've got Foden, Grealish, Lingard. Which means you've got 4 people for one slot, which is the number 10. Mount, Foden, Grealish and Lingard. And there's only one number 10. So he's not going to take 4. So for me, Lingard drops out straight away between Foden, Grealish and Mount. But I think another one might have to drop out, dependent on what he does on the wings. Now, I think in his starting team, that will be it. I think that's his starting 11. I think it's Pope. Well, it'd probably be Pickford, actually. But I mean, look, let's do how Southgate's going to do it. So he's going to have Pickford, maybe Trent, maybe not, with Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, Kyle Walker, Steve Jones, Phil Stones, Rice, Henderson, Mount, Rashford, Sterling, Kane. I think that's going to be very close to how he starts the tournament, and I think he will play a back 5. Which then leaves what's he going to do with the attacking players on the bench. Now, Sancho, Calvert-Lewin's the backup for Harry Kane. Sancho's the backup for Sterling. And I think Foden becomes the backup for Rashford. Which puts Grealish, Saka, Ings in danger. 3, 6, 9... I've got that wrong. 3, 6, 9. We've got 12 starting players. That can't be right. He can't play a 5-3-3. He can't do that. You can't do that. It's 4-3-3. So one of those has got to come out of the starting lineup. Bloody hell, Goldbridge, you prat. You can't start with that many players. That's 12. God, Southgate plays defensive shit football, doesn't he? So we've got to take somebody out of that starting 11 for a start. Who's going to come out then? If he plays a back 5, which he does a lot, you've got to take one of them attackers out. He's probably he's probably going to take Mason Mount out, isn't he? I think Southgate takes Mount out. I think that's what Southgate does. So, this is the problem with playing a back 5. And he will play a back 5. And he plays 2 holding midfielders as well. So, this is where it gets interesting. This is where it gets very interesting. So, I think he will play with the front 3 of Rashford, Sterling and Kane. So I think he'll probably take Mount out. As stupid as it sounds, I think he does. Which then means you've got Foden, Grealish, Mount all on the bloody bench. So we've got 11 players there. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. And then we've got 3, 6, 9, 10, 16. We've still got 27 players. Is that right? 27 players. So you've got to get rid of 4 from here. If that's his starting 11, you've got to get rid of 4 from here. I think he'll want 3 strikers. We're doing Southgate's squad at the moment. I think he'll want 3 strikers. I mean, I don't think he'll take Grealish. That's 1 out. I don't think he'll take Saka. That's 2 out. I mean, it's scary who he might not take. And obviously, if injuries permit, I don't think he'll take Danny Ings. Which leaves, still got to take 1 out. I don't think he'll take Bellingham. I think he'll go with that. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. 23 squad. I think that's close to what Southgate will go with. And it's terrifying when you look at what's not going to get taken potentially. Because... Oh, well, what's your thoughts? It's all right me looking at that and saying that. What is your thoughts on that? Worries me that Eric Dyer will get in the starting lineup. Absolutely awful player, says Joel Morris. Mark Foden is way better than Rashford and Saka. Should be starting. Saka, young player of the season, says Amy. Yeah, but it's not. This is what we think Southgate's going to do. It's not what we think we're going to do. We're going to do that in a minute. But I will... I think that his obsession with a back five will cause us problems. And people are saying he'll play a back four. But do you know who England are playing in the Euros? We've got Croatia, Czech Republic and Scotland. I think he'll play a back five. I think he will. But look, this is what you need to look at. This is the problem that we've got. So, look. That's how I think Southgate will do it, which means there will be no Grealish, no Maddison, no Ward-Prowse, no Saka, no Ings. I mean, Lingard, no Bellingham. And that's if he takes that squad there, which is obviously defensively stacked. You've only got two fullbacks in both positions, cover, but the centre-backs, obviously, because he likes to play three. The midfield, Calvin Phillips is there, Declan Rice, Jordan Henderson, and there's not actually that much, is there? I mean, Mason Mount, Jadon Sancho, there's not... Foden's still there as well, but I think many of us were thinking, well, he can only take three out of Maddison, Lingard, Grealish, Foden and Mount. He might only take two, which is ridiculous. But what I would do is, and I think everyone would agree with me straight away, is I'd take Dyer out and I'll bring Grealish back in. So that's what I would do straight away. I would like to get Saka and Bellingham into that team. I think Maddison, Ward-Prowse are unlucky. I'd like to get... but like I say, and Lingard's unlucky as well. But when you look at that squad, it's better straight away before taking Eric Dyer out. Now, what I would also do is I would take Kyle Walker to the bench and I would go with a back four. And I'd go a 4-2-3-1 and I would bring in Foden into here, and suddenly that team looks a lot better, doesn't it? Back four, Rice and Henderson, Foden ahead of them, Rashford, Sterling, Kane. It looks a better team straight away, and it's got depth on the bench, which for me is still a little bit defensive heavy. But you've still got Calvert-Lewin, Sancho, Grealish, Mount on the bench, and you've got lots and lots of defensive cover. If you want to go to a back five, you can do. You've got Kyle Walker who can go in as a back five. You've got two backup fullbacks. You've got Tyrone Mings and Cody. I mean, to be honest with you, I still think there's too many centre-backs there, because Kyle Walker, to me, becomes the centre-back that you take out. And I would take out Mings, which you won't do. And I would bring in a Bellingham or a Saka here for me. One of those two would go. And I'd probably take Saka because he can play at left back and he can play on the wing and he can also play more centrally. And I'd be quite pleased with that. And that would be how I would look at it. I mean, he isn't going to do that. He's going to take Tyrone Mings, and he may well take Eric Dyer and not take Grealish as well. But at least with that squad, you've got lots of combinations. You've got people that you want to be part of this tournament as well. Grealish needs to be there. I'd like to see Saka and Bellingham there, but one of them's got to go. There's a lot of quality on the bench. You've got Saka, Mount, Grealish, Sancho, Calvert-Lewin, but you've also got cover. Calvin Phillips cover for Henderson and for Declan Rice. Centre-back situation, you've got Connor Cody and Kyle Walker who can play at centre-back. Luke Shaw can play at centre-back if you need him to, but you've also got Maguire and Stones. But I just think the fact that we've got Gareth Southgate as our coach, he will go defensive, and I'm very, very concerned that we're going to see players such as Grealish, Saka left at home. So it worries me. It really does worry me, if I'm honest with you. Let's have a look what people are saying. Pickford is bad. Yeah, we're talking about a squad, really. I would pick Pope over Pickford, of course. I would do that. But we're talking about the 23 here. Mount is better than Foden. Well, look, that's only my personal opinion. The reality is we're talking about people being on the plane. You've got to be on the plane to be in the team. you can change that 11 that I've got quite easily. And look, I'm more than happy to do that. I'm more than happy to put Pickford in there. No problem at all. And look, if you want to take Foden out and you want to put Mount in, not massively problematic for me either. I mean, to be honest with you, I would like to take Jordan Henderson out, put Mount next to Rice, and put Foden in there. Or even a Grealish in there and take Foden out. I'd be more than happy to do that. I think that's a better team. But we're living in a Gareth Southgate world. I don't think we'll even see a back four. I certainly don't think we'll see anything other than two sitting holding midfielders, which is, defensive. But I'd like to see a team like that. But you can mix it up, of course you can. But I think the 23, has anybody got a problem with that 23 that we've come to there? Because I don't think we're going to see that 23. And look, I think somebody like Harvey Barnes is unlucky if he gets back fit. I think Ollie Watkins is a bit unlucky. I think Jesse Lingard's unlucky. I think James Maddison's unlucky. We will get injuries though. That 23 we've got, there will be injuries and some of them won't come out. So, but I would be over the moon if Gareth Southgate picked a squad like the one that we've got there. I really would. I mean, some people are saying take Trippier. For me, I mean, Ian Dwan says put Phillips out and put Bellingham in. I'd love to see Bellingham going. Because I think it would be great for him. But you know what's going to happen. When Southgate's got difficult decisions to make, he's going to sit there and go, well, Bellingham's 17, he's got plenty of World Cups to come. Saka's a teenager, he's got plenty to come. Mason Greenwood's got no chance of getting in. He's not even in the first team squad at the moment. But I feel decisions are being made about players because they've got World Cups to come, and that's going to happen with Bellingham. Justin's got a really bad injury at the moment. Oliver Keane in for Cody, says Sack Kemp. I mean, it really doesn't matter to me. I don't care whether it's Cody, Mings, or Keane. I mean, I don't want any of them to play any games for us anyway. But what I don't want to see is Cody and Mings, or Cody and Keane, or Keane and Mings, and I think we will. And I think if he does that, I think what's abundantly clear is if he decides to take another centre back, he's going to have to leave out a Grealish or a. Well, I think it will be Grealish. I think he'll take Mount and Foden over Grealish, which is crazy, really. But also, what if he takes Mings and Dyer? That means he's going to have to lose Grealish and Xhaka, and that's the worry, isn't it? And whilst injuries might make a difference, and what if he decides he wants to take three strikers? What if he wants Calvert-Lewin, Kane, and Danny Ings? That means again you've got to take out either a Grealish or a Saka. And I think we're going to see a defensive England squad, and I think we're going to see a defensive England in the Euros. Sancho can play at cam as well, which doesn't help the whole Grealish, Mount and Foden thing. You're right. Tomori, I'd love to see Tomori involved, but I don't think he's going to get a late call up, to be fair with you. And personally, I'd be fine with Cody playing because there seems like a leader at the back and can also play the ball, but that's just me. Ward-Prowse is another one that is going to be unlucky to get left out. Where does Wayne Rooney fit into this lineup, says Tom Curtis? You're 10 years too late. Take out Calvin Phillips for Bellingham or Ward-Prowse. I mean, mate, you're talking my language. I'd love to do that. I'd love him to come out and him to go. I think that squad looks really good. It's an exciting squad. It's the sort of squad France would take. It's the sort of squad Germany would take. But as we know, and as we've seen since Sven-Göran and Eriksson, England have been risk averse. And I think he will take Eric Dyer, and I think he will take 4 centre-backs, even though Kyle Walker goes and can play at centre-back. And I think that will have obviously have an impact on the more attacking players. I think we're going to be in a situation in the summer where Saka, Bellingham and Grealish are very much going to be sat at home, which would be ridiculous. But because Southgate is risk-averse with his back five and his 2 holding midfielders, I don't think he'll do that. But look at that. What's wrong with that team? Look, what's wrong with that squad? You've got, Declan Rice is your holder. Jordan Henderson can do that role as well. But you've also got Mason Mount. You've got Bellingham there. You've got Sancho, Calvert-Lewin, Foden, Saka, Rashford, Grealish, Sterling, Kane. I think the balance of that squad that we've built is absolutely perfect. And I do think, as I said, that Maddison, Ward-Prowse, Harvey Barnes, they're unlucky. Lingard's unlucky. But I don't think people like Tyrone Mings and Eric Dyer unlucky, but I think they will be lucky, and I think they will be there, which is stunning to me, really. But yeah, there we go. Let's have a look what else people are saying. Maguire, Grealish will go if fit, so will Dyer as a utility. But Robert, who are you leaving out? James Ward-Prowse, Mark, we can't forget my man, says Khalid. But this is the whole point, Khalid. This is the whole point. And Ben Helfix says you need another striker. This is the whole point. It's about you can only take 23. And if you can only take 23, you're going to have to leave players out that you don't want to. And it's an interesting game. You can all play it yourself. We've played it this morning, this afternoon, this lunchtime, and that's in the starting 11 and our second team. That's how we've done it. And I'm sure there will be changes amongst you, but what you've got to remember is you've got to get 23. If Eric Dyer comes and Tyrone Mings comes, 2 people have got to go. And the likelihood is it would be Saka and it would be Bellingham. But what if he wants to take Danny Ings as well as another striker? Well, it's probably going to be Jack Grealish. And Foden comes in, you know. And that's scary to think that that means not taking Calvin Phillips, which I think he will take Calvin Phillips as well. And that means you've got to pull somebody else out. So play around with it and you'll see what I was talking about last night. People don't start thinking about the complexities of picking 23 players until you get near it. But not everybody can go. Not everyone can go. Anyway, we are back on Twitch tonight at 6:30 with Notts County Football Manager Career Mode. Make sure you join me for that. Thanks everyone for watching. Different type of content. Smash a like if you liked it. I certainly enjoyed it. I like the interaction of it and I like the challenge of it. It was good fun. So smash a like on the video. Subscribe bottom right hand corner if you could. And thanks everyone for getting involved. I know some of you couldn't watch it live, but if you didn't watch it live, then apologies for that. But thanks everyone for watching. I'll speak to you all in a bit.